Jai Sachidanand, welcome to the English version of the Holistic Science. Satsang, Keshavananji, please lead the mantra. Hardik, please follow. Keshavananji?
Haji.
Three mantra.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Aiso Panchana Mukkaro.
Aiso Panchana Mukkaro.
Sarvapavat Panasanam.
Sarvapavanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Hardik, you have any question?
I will come later on.
Okay, fine. Okay, I have a question, Keshavananji.
Haji.
Dadaji gave us 9 code of conducts or 9 kalam. And the first column is primary and very important. So can you talk about the first column and your from Dadaji's perspective and also from your perspective? I don't know, Deepikaji, you have the English version that you can recite? You are mute.
आवाज नहीं आवती.
Yeah,
Oh,
when
wait,
you
wait,
start,
wait.
I will try to pick it up.
Okay, I might have it. Hold on. Okay, I have it. Okay, if you can bring it up, but I will do it from our pamphlet, Deepikaji. O Supreme Self, O Lord, Hey Dada Bhagwan, may you bless us with such an infinite inner strength as would restrain me from hurting, causing someone to hurt, or supporting someone hurting, even slightest the ego of any living being. May you bless me with such an inner strength in the philosophy of relative purism, Syadvad, in thinking, speech, and conduct, as would restrain me from hurting even slightly the ego of any being, living being. Okay. Okay. Keshavananji?
Haji. Wonderful. So Dada Bhagwan recited this now kalma was very important thing, because unless and until we did not have jnana, we used to live blindly. We did not used to understand what is aham, how we are hurting anybody while scolding, while talking, while behaving. So in initial days when we did not have any jnana or any understanding, we used to live without any understanding. But while reciting these now kalmas, kalam number 1, if we pray to Dadaji that you give me such a strength, such a understanding, so that whenever I am behaving with anybody on this earth, whether I am at home, whether I am outside from the home, what it happens that normally when we are just normally living on this earth, while talking with anybody, while from even while thinking inside our heart, we misbehave, we feel we hurt somebody. We even don't come to know that we are hurting somebody with our behavior. So while reciting this Nav Kalma, Kalam number 1, when we take such a strength from Dadaji, so whenever these circumstances are coming in front of us, while reciting, we recollect that we have taken such a strength from Dadaji, so that we should not break anybody's heart while talking, while thinking, while behaving in any sense. And not only this, while discussing something with your brother or with your sister or with your family member, you don't do the anumodra. No, he is like that only. He always behaves like this. He doesn't know how to talk. He always, whenever he talks, he thinks that he is something great. So whether it may be going in his heart, this type of understanding, but we do anumodana. We say, yeah, he's like that. So that is also a big crime. That is also a big fault. So while not only we have to behave such a manner, neither we have to do no anumodana, said he's like that. So while reminding this thing every day in our heart, every day in our mind, when we recite this type of kalam, we get a strength. So we become entirely a new personality, new persons. After a jnana, naturally you become a new personality, new person. And while reciting this Navakalma, you become more and more nearer and nearer to the understanding of Akram Vijnan, understanding of Keval Jnana. So these are the steps. These are Navakalmas are the steps taking us to the final destination of our Keval Jnana. So these are very important. Dadaji used to say that I used to do this type of Navakalmas in a day 3 times. So Dadaji must have found out what is the strength in this Navakalmas. So Kalam number 1 is very important. And we take Shakti from Dada Bhagwan. Hey Dada Bhagwan, you give me such type of strength so that I don't do this anumodana, I don't hurt anybody, I don't talk such a way that the opposite person is feeling that we have done something wrong with him. So this is very important first column.
Very good. If you don't mind, Keshavananji,
Yeah.
we are doing Pratikraman and Samayik on that. So, Deepakanji, can we share some thoughts from Deepakanji?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, what came out in all these last few satsangs is that the way we deal with others, it is like our ego deals in such a way, because first of all, everyone's ego is one, or everyone's existential state. They exist, they live by their ego. So if you are hurting anybody's ego, then you are putting other person's existence in jeopardy straight away. So they really, I believe many times, they would just attack you back to protect their existence. So this way, we can understand the importance of the first diamond, which relates to dealing and handling other person's ego, so that we don't hurt their ego, we don't hurt their existence, we don't challenge their existence. So in this respect, we can say that we live our life in such a way that we allow the other person live, basically live, and see that we live with them with total amicable dealing. And without that, this amicable dealing, somewhere or the other, we are definitely hurting the other person's ego, meaning you are hurting or challenging the other person's very existence. And then when someone's existence is challenged, we can understand to what level that person can go to protect and safeguard his existence. And in this respect, it is said that when we live with such humility, alertness, and care, vigilance, then we will be living with highest level of non-violence. Very basic, very fundamental. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay. We'll come back to this. Okay, but we'll take question from Kashyap.
Jai Satchidanand, everyone. Ranjini, Jai Satchidanand. Keshavananji, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
I sent you a poster, WhatsApp. Can I read?
Yeah, and of course, you go ahead. I'll just put it on the screen.
It says, अहंकार जो जाड़ो होए तो बुद्धि जाड़ो होए, अहंकार पातलो होए तो बुद्धि पातलो होए. Is अहंकार, if it is fat or gross, then buddhi will be gross, and ankar, if it is thin or subtle, buddhi will be subtle. So I think this is I found this taken from Athwani 10. So so you can please explain this.
Perfect.
If needed, you can see the other text, but if you need.
Yeah, it is very well explanatory, well said by Dada Bhagwan. Dada says that if ahankar, if you have too much ego means you think yourself that you are something great, you are very big personality, or whatever I can do, nobody can do it. So when he speaks such a sentence, or when he thinks that I am something great, I am like this, the way I am doing, nobody can do it. At that time, when he says, he is watching from this intellect. He is understanding that that intellect is very much powerful. As much as ego is powerful, so as much as the intellect is powerful. You got it?
So the intellect will follow the ego.
Yes, because intellect has got, intellect is indirect light. So when it comes from indirect light, so it gives the reflection to the ego, and ego becomes, it is vice versa. The ego is too much big, ego is too much in his body, in his mind. That means intellect is top of it. And when ego is lower, ego is very normal, and he thinks, "Nay, I understand that I have done it, but there are so many other people also who have worked on this project, or there are so many other evidences. That is why I could do it." When he says like that, that means his buddhi, his intellect is very light. It is not so much in power, so that his ego becomes so much that he becomes something that he is the top of the world. He is the only person, he can do this type of things, whatever he is saying. So ego, it all depends on the ego.
So ego is that I am, so I am something.
Yes.
So intellect is what I understand is that it is discrimination between good and bad, or profit and loss, the duality. So how it is means it is giving the bhed or discrimination. So what you are saying is that, say, for example, is I am very big, something very big, I have big ego. Then intellect also, then the discrimination also will be big. Like that it is meaning that
yes, because the intellect is the indirect light. And Dada says that when I give you the jnana, that intellect goes away, ego goes away. That's why you come in the Shuddhatma Pad. So these two, both the things are so much connected that because of indirect light, which comes to the ahankar, to the ego, and both becomes too much, because ego is the main base. And how ego is developing? Because of his ajnan, because he doesn't understand, because of his indirect light. So whatever the force of indirect light is coming, it is affecting to the ego.
No, for example, I have ego that I am very big person. So that is my ego. So then the intellect will also be in that direction, that I am a very big person. So I am in that direction. It will work. That is what.
Because from the ego indirect light, so many rays are coming, and which gives, because of this thing I am like this. Because of that I have done so much work. Because of this, because all ego and intellect both are in the Ajnan Dasha. Means they think that they are only thing. They don't know the which another strength, which another Shakti is doing all these things. They don't know ABC about the Yosis Shakti. So in Ajnan Dasha, when they don't have any Jnana, all the people on this earth, they are going through the ego and intellect. They don't have any other thing. Because till they don't get the Jnana, because of the indirect light, they are living the whole life like this, that I am something. And they don't be separated from I and my. Till they are separated from I and my, the ego and the intellect will remain as it is. And this is what Dada says, that how it is balancing, that as much the percentage of ego is going at the top level, the intellect is also at the top level.
So the discharge ego is there, then there will be discharge intellect also?
Yeah, of course, because as much as the indirect light, from indirect light you come to the direct light, so slowly all ego goes away, and then it becomes a discharge ego and discharge intellect.
Okay, it's clear. Thank you very much.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Akshay bhai.
Jai Satchidanand Keshavananji.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand Pakananji. My question is related to column 1, the explanation
hold on. I found it. Okay, go ahead. Akshay bhai, go ahead.
Yes, my question is related to column 1. And first thing, we were talking about ego. Ego, I understand, is basically our understanding, our belief. And the second part of the question is, isn't our ego dealing with others' ego, the way we live or interact with others? What I understand is our ego is our ego is dealing with others' ego, other person's ego. And through the columns, basically we are correcting, or we are purifying our ego. Is that understanding correct?
Perfect. Because see, whenever we hurt somebody, so Dada says, when you hurt somebody, the opposite person ego is hurted.
Right.
Correct? So when he receives it, this is like that. After getting a jnana, we understand that we should not hurt anybody. We should not, because of our ego, the opposite person's ego is touched. And that's why all these different of opinion comes. And because of this hurting others' ego, we hurt somebody, then he is hurted a lot. So all these things are creating from the ego only. So when we are hurting somebody, the opposite person's ego is hurted. So that's what we're doing. When we are hurting somebody's ego, that's why he is disturbed, he is hurted, and that's why we are doing Pratikraman for him, so that the inner ego is forgiving us, so that we come out from these all attachments. So this ego is hurting. Because the opposite person, if he is having a jnana, so he understands. So he understands on the spot, he is doing a Pratikraman. But the opposite person, if he is not in Jnana, then he is hurted like anything. Then he will not forgive you. His ego is hurted, then he will fight. He will think in his mind that let me give a chance. When I get a chance, I will not leave him. But in case of our Jnana, what we are doing, in by chance, in discharge from ourselves, the opposite person, his ego is hurted. We ask for the forgiveness. We ask and pray to Dadaji that next time I should not do like this.
Right. When we are asking for forgiveness, if I hurt someone's ego, basically based on previous explanation that Deepakanandji did, which was we are challenging others' existence.
Yes.
We have hurt others' ego.
Correct.
When we do Pratikraman, when we are stepping back, and we are praying to the inner God within other person, that I did this mistake and I pray for forgiveness and strength that I don't repeat this mistake again. How does that existence which was challenged, existence which was questioned by my ego, how does that gets corrected through Pratikraman?
When we suppose when your friend is there or your brother is there and you are hurting him with your language or with your behavior, at that time when you do this and the opposite person is hearing the way you talk, he sees your expression, he sees the way you are talking. So when this type of talk or you are thinking, your behavior, you are challenging the opposite person's existence. Then what he thinks, what he is thinking in his mind, that he is talking like this. He doesn't know the who I am. When he says who I am, then you are challenging the opposite person's existence. When he starts thinking, how could you talk like this with me? You don't know who I am. You don't know how much life I have experienced in my life, and you are a newcomer, you are a new boy, and you are thinking that, and you are challenging with me. You are talking to me like this. So that means you are challenging his existence. That's what I think Deepakanandji says. Correct, Deepakanandji?
Yeah, actually, even if you see the dictionary meaning of ego, then it very nicely explains one existence as his body or how he is. So when that comes into direct attack, then because everyone lives by his ego as I am. And what is their definition? Our identity is I am the body, I am the name. And this connectivity, nobody can overcome. It is only the enlightened ones who can overcome. But even the enlightened ones, in their initial stages of progress, they can also get very badly irritated and affected. And we all see that, how we get affected sometimes. And then we have to really analyze the situation and come out of it. In fact, at that particular moment, we practically retaliate one way or the other. So, but because of the awareness, alertness, we again go back, retrospection, and observe, hey, that was wrong, and that's how we correct ourselves. But correcting ourselves, see, it is like whatever I feel inside, it reaches the other person. And when I have corrected myself, then I'm bringing back all my vibrations, negative vibrations, which I had sent. So with this correction, it definitely reaches the other person's mind. And so that way it gets cleared. But finally, subsequently when we deal with that person and none of those expressions or dealing, they come in our being, then he says, yeah, now he has changed, so fine, no problem. But people keep track of what or how we deal with them, or how we did last time and now how are we dealing. They all keep a track. In fact, many times you can see they even respond openly. Previously, you were not like that. Now you have changed, but it's changed for good. They say like that. But previously, you were like unmanageable. So
Well,
that's how it happens.
I got my answer of vibration. Basically, we are sending, we're taking back that negative vibration, and we are in a sort of sending positive vibration. Now, my another question is, Nimesh Anandji talked about this when he explained now column 1 a week ago, but I didn't catch the catch what answer I was trying to understand was now column. Now we understand that now column will purify our ego, and that way all our worldly dealings will be very simple. Basically, we will not hurt anyone. We'll be getting free of our karma. We'll be getting the layer on our soul will go away, basically. So now my question is, I understand that purifying ego and kalam helps me. I also see the results of reciting kalam 1 and the result of reciting kalam 1, how dealing with other person gets easy. What doesn't allow me to speak kalam, recite kalam? Because if I make a decision of reciting kalam, for example, one night I made a decision of reciting kalam 108 times. I did that. But my chit was not there. I still decided I'm going to complete 108. I'm going to complete. But my chit was not there. So what doesn't allow me to stay focused when I'm reciting kalam?
Yeah. See, what happens, normally, Navakalma is such a thing. Dada said once, I am explaining that one sentence which Dada said, that Navakalma is a very biggest Pratikraman on this earth. Such type of Pratikraman, nobody has informed us, nobody has written anywhere in the Shastra, nobody, no Acharya, no anybody has explained about Navakalma. What is the value of Navakalma? So when this Navakalma, when you understand that this is the biggest Pratikraman, which makes you completely pure and makes you such a fine personality, so that all things which are mentioned in the Navakalma will not happen with your body, mind, and speech. So, first of all, when you understand what is the value of this Navakalma, then you will not leave this Navakalma. Then your all chitta will be present. Then everything, once you have to understand the value, what this Navakalma is doing in your complete, in your mind, speech, and body, how it is purifying, how it is going to take you up to Keval Jnana. When you will understand that the value, then your all chit will be concentrated on the Navakalma. Then you will not do, even though you do it 3 times in a day, that is also more than sufficient. Because when you will do with that understanding that what Navakalma is doing and what is the value of Navakalma, more than sufficient. That's why Dada said you do it 3 times. There is no need to do it 108 times. Once you do 108 times, then it is not your mind's capacity, chit capacity to concentrate so much time at a time. So slowly you have to develop. Once when you do 10 times, you will see that you are able to concentrate. Then you go for 20 times. Then you go to, and Navakalma is done. Whenever you get a free time, you could do it 4 times, 5 times. But do it with understanding. Do it with understanding that what is the value of it and how it is functioning, how it is working, and what result is going to give you. So when you understand your inner self, the value of Navakalma, then your chitta will be concentrating. Your mind will be there. And when you will do it, No, I have to do 110 times, 8 times. There is no need to do the counting of so many times. Unless and until you are hurting every day so much after having this jnana, and all the nerve kalmas are broken. Your language is very hard. When everything is, you are hurting. So whatever things are written in the nerve kalma is happening too much with yourself, then it is needed to do still more. But when it is doing normally, and when you are not hurting so much, once or twice in a day it happens like that, then 3 times is more than sufficient. And that is called as the biggest Pratikraman. And when you do the Pratikraman, do it with understanding. Do it with complete the benefits of it. And that concentration will make you more concentrate on this Navkalma. See, I'll give you one more example. Dadaji used to say that if you think the Dadaji's worth is $1 billion, so you will get the value of $1 billion. But if you think Dadaji is valuable to $1,000, so you will get the benefit of $1,000. What a simple way Dada explained. Right. So the way you think that my Navakalma's value is $100 billion, then your concentration will come like mad. You will say, "Yaar, this is the value. This is going to take me to the Keval Jnana. I am how my chit can come forward to so many other things." Because unless and until you get the value of that Navakalma, your concentration will automatically come to you. Right. That's what I think Dadaji's science. Correct, Deepak Anandji?
Absolutely. It is like walking on a thin trail where both the sides, deep valley is there. Now, does anybody need to tell you how focused you have to walk through this little narrow trail? No, your focus will be there. It's a process. It's a process. And as we understand, it will naturally, we will be able to do with full focus and full heart into it. Then counting will not be there. How you do that will affect, and it will give you result also. Jai Satchidanand.
This is a very good topic. So I just highlighted Hardik and Hartika and Chitalben to give your thoughts on that. Also, Sanjeev Bhai, please you turn on your video, so we like your perspective on this too. Because we've been doing a lot of Pratikraman and Samayik on that. So, okay, who wants to go first? Hardik Bhai, Chitalben, Sanjeev Bhai.
You know, like what I think is, excuse me, what I think is this is like should be woven in your every sanjog, which comes in your life from the morning. So if you can handle every sanjog in the same way where the Navkalma's principles are there, then also you are doing the Navkalma in a way, you are not chanting it, but you are actually practicing it. So if you keep on practicing it, is as good as chanting it. So that's my perspective. I try to weave it in. So one thing is to actually sit down and do it, chant it. The other way is to actually practice it.
Hardik Bhai.
So practicing this first time, Navkalma, I have some experience that sometimes the thing is, when you're at work or you're dealing with somebody else, you can realize, okay, it's hurting somebody else because you actually felt inside your heart that, okay, this might hurt him. So at the point you start praying or doing, Pratikraman for that. But I have one question with that, when it comes to like Samayik and Pratikraman for the close ones, like say parents, file number 2 and 3, you cannot actually see that clearly how and exactly how you're hurting them, because sometimes you speak softly, but even at the back of the mind, there are some intention that I am doing this, so you should do that as well. But it doesn't reflect while I do Pratikraman and Samayik. So if I take an incident, say I was talking to my parents and They were just saying that we had to deal with this situation. What should we do? We have a lot of time. How would we pass? And I just told, just flow. I went in flow that we have satsang. Let's spend some time with that, you know. But it was softly went out for a good, that it will help you, because I just literally told them that, okay, I'm doing this way, you know, when I get time, I do this way. But after a few minutes, I realized when I dropped the call that, okay, there was some intention good, but also my ego that, you know, I do this and we have this. So I don't know how to, you know, bifurcate that part, especially with the close one. That's, you go softly, but at the back of that, intentions are, you know, that hurts. Can you reflect, give me some details how to deal with that?
Yeah. Normally, what happens, we have got the tremendous account, which in Gujarati Dada said, Rudanuban, means we have got a lot of previous birth and this birth account with our close ones. So Dadaji said that it is very easy to tackle with file number 50, 100 and 200 because we don't have so much accountability with them. But in case of our close ones, file number 2, 3, 4, 5, who are staying together, we have got a tremendous account with them. That's why we have come together in the one house. So at that time, we have to be too much alert, too much alert. How you are talking, how you are behaving, what are your inner intentions, whether you want to show yourself that you are something very special, very great, you are too much in the Gnan, you are not in the Gnan. So whatever it is going in your mind, it reflects to your opposite person. And the opposite person who are nearby you, they are too much affected because you have got the accountability of previous birth with them. So there we have to be too much alert while talking, even while you are talking and while you are thinking also you have to, because Atma has got so much power that if you think something for opposite person, for file number 2, 3, immediately it receives. That power is there in the Atma. So Dada says that we have to be too much alert at home where there are file number 2, 3, 4, 5, because you have got too much accountability with them. You have to be too much alert there. You have to think before talking. What you are talking, you have to be too much alert. Because once you have got sometimes no intention to hurt him, then also your little bit step is hurts them. Because you have got too much closeness with them, too much accountability. And if you talk with your friend, something harsh also, he will not hurt because you don't have so much accountability with him. So from that portion, you understand the how strongly with great understanding you have to live in the house with your near and dear ones. Because your way of one small step is going to hurt them. And many a times I have seen that even you don't have any intention to hurt them, and some of your step is hurting them because of their previous births record, previous births accountability, even though you don't have any intention. So at that time, their egos are too much alert and they are all the time watching your behavior, your talking, your speech. And even though if you are not talking or anything and your expression is changed because of anything, that also affects them. Can you imagine?
Sure.
So how much close effect is there of your file number 2, 3, 4? So at that time, we have to be very much alert. Even from outer side, from outside our behavior, even from inner side also, whatever we are thinking about them. Even maybe your brother is sitting nearby you and he's not working or he's not coming in the business or he's not doing proper some job. Then also not speaking also, your expression and your thinking effects to him. That my brother is something, understanding that I'm a foolish man. Because you, from your heart, you are thinking for him something. So much effectivity, so much Atman Shakti. Dada, what it is called that your Parmanu reaches there in the fraction of seconds. If you are sitting in India and your brother is sitting in America and you think about him something, it affects to them. thousands of kilometers far away from you. Can you imagine what is the effect of Atma? What is the effect of ego, which is reaching up to that level? So we have to be very alert, and that is why Dada said that these now kalmas are biggest pratikama. While talking, your ego is affected to somebody. When you recite this now kalma, the slowly ego will mild, and it will be such a fine ego that it is not going to hurt somebody. That is why we have to recite every day. Because knowingly or unknowingly, we are hurting somebody. Why Pratikraman? Dada says, why you are doing Pratikraman? That while knowingly or unknowingly, you are hurting somebody. That is why this Navkalma. And Navkalma is the biggest Pratikraman. That is what Dada said. Correct? How do you feel?
No, for sure. Like no kalma every day, like it's always helps, reminds that, okay, whenever incident happens, comes across. But is there any other, like, especially with Pratikraman, what should I do in that case? I want to understand more on that.
Yeah, see.
Because that's the thing, I cannot see clearly on Pratikraman. So my vision is not, I cannot see that part. So how should I?
See, first of all, when you are reciting 3 times in a day, this Navkalmas, what happens? Once you say, at the same time you are doing Pratikraman, at the same time you are getting a strength not to hurt anybody next time. See, while reciting, you get a strength tremendous. When you recite that I should not hurt anybody, and when you are saying, at that time, all your inner Prajna Shakti receives that what you are saying, that I should not hurt anybody. So what happens? While reciting regularly, if any evidence is coming in front of you, some opposite file number 2 is coming with attack, at that time you recollect that today you had recited Navkalma item number 1, Navkalma number 1, that I should not hurt anybody. So at that time, the attack comes on you, you understand that, then you recollect the Navkalma, it has got so much power, and then you become normal. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not mean it like this. So how it helps? When if you don't recite, you don't recollect. But since anything you do this in the morning, if it is 12 o'clock, you will recollect, oh, in the morning I said like this. That's what Dada said, that when you come out from the house, say 5 times, I should not hurt anybody from my mind, speech and body. So when you say 5 times, at that time you do recollect that I have taken a Shakti from Dada Bhagwan, strength from Dada Bhagwan, I should not hurt anybody. So those sanjog, those timings, they help you. So that is a great help which now Kalmas does. And second, I should not do this, and then you do the Pratikraman. If anything happens, if you are hurted, then I should not. And inner God, we are taking a forgiveness from him, so that next time I should not hurt you. So these 2 things happens together. That's what Dada says. It is a science. While you are residing, it gives you a strength, and at the same time, you are taking a forgiveness for the thing it had happened today, tomorrow, anytime. See, both are working together. So while reciting, every day you will get a more strength, more strength. Slowly, it will become like that. It will be in your normal understanding, normal behavior, that you will not be able to hurt anybody. It has got so much power. Correct?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kardesh. Bye. Meet your perspective. Are you exposed to night code of conduct?
Yeah, I do every day.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Meet, you say you do every day?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, the one thing I noticed is that at the beginning when I started, I didn't see like much of a difference in myself. But then as time went on, I started to like, in any event, I could like, it comes in my mind right away that, oh, I hurt someone's ego, or like the other kalam where I speak in like a harsh manner. So it right away comes in my mind that, oh, I shouldn't do this, right? And then instantly inside I decide that, okay, I say the no kalam again, that specific one, and then instantly it helps me like regain my normalness.
Very good. So,
Wonderful.
Gentlemen,
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Just wanted to share my experience, and then I have a couple of things where I slip, places where I slip. So maybe you can help me with those. Yeah, since we started doing the Samayik and Pratikraman, it has, I mean, I used to say Navkalam every day, but now where I break it has really come into focus. Like, oh my God, I do it all the time without realizing it, especially at the mind level. Also, like just thinking, oh, they're wrong, I'm right, they don't know anything, I know better, all of that. And but the biggest place is my mom and my husband and my son, those three people. Because I've taken them for granted, they're not going to go anywhere. So with them, it's just like say whatever you want without thinking about it, and it hurts their ego, especially with husband, very much so. So one thing I need to do is in the evening, I need to recite Naukalam for sure before husband comes home, because to reset my goal. But there are two places that where I have a weakness, is that one, when my ego is hurt, then I just strike back without thinking, I really slip, especially with my husband. And then second place is, as I'm becoming more aware of all the places and ways I break first kalam, when my husband talks about things and criticizes other people, I want to correct him also, but I don't, and he's not always open to it. And so I need to like not apply the first kalam for him, but for myself. So those are the two places that I noticed that I slip.
Yeah. Correct. But see, what happens, as I said that Dadaji explained that these are the places which are very near. On those places only we fail, not everywhere. These places we fail many a times because we have got a fixed, so many imagination for file number 2, file number 3, and you have got something, your own design, that he should behave like this. He is not talking like this. He is not correct. And he is doing something wrong. Those fixed designs are hurting because you have brought yourself with all these things from your previous birth, your prakriti, which Dada says. So your prakriti is behaving in your own control. And it sees from that mirror, from that glasses, that he should behave like this. He should work like this. I am perfectly all right. My behavior is very good, but he's like that. And all the time our design is thinking for him to change as per your thinking, which is not possible. You have brought your own prakriti. Your husband, your children have brought their own thinking, own signatures, own prakriti, own swabhav. Everything is different. It is not going to match. And those things, that is the reason our clashes, that is the reason of misunderstanding, that is the reason of hurting their egos. So now we are intellect people. Once we get the jnana from Dada also said, the people who have got tremendous intellectual power, who have got great understanding, those people come in this line of Akram Jnana. So that's what in Gujarati Dada said, Vicharshil loko. Vichar means who thinks properly, who has got understanding, who has got tremendous vision, who has got tremendous intellect, that what should be the behavior. We should not hurt anybody. We should not do this thing. So those things, when you will open it, when you will understand it, that you are wholly, solely responsible for yourself, your behavior, your whatever you are talking. You have brought it from your previous birth, and it is not going to change because it is discharge. Your husband's discharge, your children's discharge. So you have to see as it is coming in front of you, because now you cannot change anything. Whatever thinking, whatever Nav Kalma, what is going to do it? Nav Kalma is working in such a way that your coming birth will be entirely different. Your vision will be so powerful. Your jnana will be so powerful that if anybody comes with a wrong attack, you will see it positively. You will think that, oh, it is my responsibility because I am wrong. I have done in previous birth something wrong with you. That's why he is coming with so much great attack. So now in this birth, what we have to do everyday forgiveness. We have to do forgiveness every day. We have to do Pratikraman every day. We have to think positive for the opposite person. You have to give cross to your own design, whatever you have brought with yourself. Now you have to see with Dada's vision. If Dada Bhagwan is here and Hiraba comes in front of him with something new, what he will do? He will apply the Akram Vijnana. That is my account. Why she is saying like that? She is 100% right. But my account is like that. That's why I have to hear something wrong from her. Even though I don't have any intention. Even though I'm working very good. But my wife is saying something, that means there is something wrong. So do Pratikraman. But don't rebound. Don't attack back. Don't give back to whatever it is coming in front of you. That is the result of Akram Vijnana. That is the detailed depth of Akram Vijnana. Whatever it is coming in front of you, accept it. Forget about your own design. See him completely that he is a very positive person. He is very correct. You see him and don't see his any of mistakes. You see always your own mistakes. So we have to apply Dada's science every moment of life. Then you see this world will be so beautiful. Your file number 1, 2, 3 will be saying, oh, what the changes it has come. Even I did something wrong. She said, no, it was okay. It was my mistake. Oh, that's
Yes.
how the whole world will change.
Right. But I don't know. There is a part of me that feels like I should tell my husband when I think he's doing something wrong, or my son as well. But is it not my place? Because I feel like they don't listen to satsang. So I need to tell them because they don't know.
Yeah. That is right. What Dada used to say, that our intellect is so big that all the time he thinks that whatever, if I will not do like this, it will happen like this. All the time your intellect is hurting you. That is why disturbing you. That is why Dada said that after this jnana, say goodbye to your intellect and say, now you become heartly, you become like Dada Bhagwan, that how Dada used to behave with Hiraba, how Dada used to behave with so many thousand and thousand of Mahatmas. Do you think that all these Mahatmas did not have any mistakes? But I could never see in my whole life till I saw Dada Bhagwan that any day he said that he is doing wrong. We are within a fraction of minutes, we are taking so many faults from our file number 2, 3, 4. But Dada had more than 60, 70,000 files when he gave the jnana, and they used to come every day in front of the Dada Bhagwan. Somebody used to come at 5 o'clock in the morning. Somebody used to come at 11 o'clock. Somebody used to come when Dada was having a bath. Can you imagine you are having a bath and somebody comes and knocks your door and says, come out and I want to do something like that. Forget about everything. What you will feel? Those were moments every day coming in front of Dada Bhagwan, but he saw everything as a file, and I have to do Sambhave Nikal with our understanding. And see that everybody is correct. He is nirdosh. He don't, whatever thing has happened because of some of the evidences, scientific circumstantial evidences, it has happened. Forgive it, see Shuddhatma and proceed.
Yeah, but then this is also my intellect, but I worry about them that if they, husband and son, keep making these mistakes, they'll suffer. And I don't know.
Correct.
I can't let it go.
Because Dada says that the day you will understand in the depth of Vyavasthit Jnana and scientific circumstantial evidence, all your question will be stopped.
Oh, okay.
All your questions will be stopped. The way, what time your husband came in your house, it is Vyavasthit. Scientific circumstantial evidence has taken, bring him at 8 o'clock. But you will say, why he came at 8 o'clock? Now, how you can go in the depth of what were the circumstances he came at 8 o'clock? And you think if I don't say to my husband, he will come 9 o'clock. At that time, if I don't tell to him, he may come now 11 o'clock. So at that time, your intellect is disturbing you. There are so many circumstances, evidences, which are bringing him at 9 o'clock, which are bringing him at 10 o'clock. You don't know, whatever the circumstances. But from your vision, you see that your husband is doing like this. If I don't tell him, he will misbehave. He may come instead of 7 o'clock, he may come 11 o'clock. That is the intellect disturbing you because you don't know due to what reasons, due to what circumstances he became late today. So if he comes instead of 6 o'clock at 8 o'clock, you should understand normally that Vyavasthit Shakti has brought him at 8 o'clock. There must be so many reasons. And you may ask him also, he will tell, yeah, today what happened that my boss tell me that you have to finish this work, otherwise you cannot go. Because it was an year ending. So many reasons maybe. There are so many reasons. But what we do, we conclude immediately. We conclude fraction of seconds that this is his fault. Now he will start coming late. Now he will do like this. All the time this intellect is disturbing you. That's why after Jnana, you have to say goodbye to intellect and you tell him, don't disturb me. There are circumstances because of this he is becoming. So slowly, you will not see your husband's fault. You will not see your children's fault. You have to make him understand yourself that whatever it is happening, it is not in your hand. If Dada says, if everything is in your hand, the way you are thinking, then it should be done everything as per your mind. But calculate whether anything is happening with your mind in a whole day.
No.
So it is not
so
in your
many
hand.
things that go against. Yes.
When so many things which are not in your hand, how it is possible that so many things may be in your husband's hand?
Right. And also, who am I to say that they will be this way and they will be that way if they don't do this? That's all just intellect interfering, right?
It is disturbing because all the time your intellect say, if this will not happen, what is the work of intellect to make you frightened? If you do this, you will get so much profit.
Yes.
If you do this, you will be in a loss. All the time, this is the habit. This is the complete meaning of intellect. Which is not needed. Which is not needed at all. Intellect is needed only so much that how you should make a tea, or how you should give a tiffin to your husband so that he's going to the job, or you should give something to your children so that they can go in the school, like that. On those small things, how I should earn a little bit money so that I can take care of my family. On those points, only your intellect is needed. Rest of other things, there is no need of intellect.
So સરસ, yeah. If then એ બધામાં intellect છે, આવું થશે તો આવું થશે. Yeah.
All the time it gives you fear. That is why Dada many times says, those intellect is too much disturbing. Give them a warning. If you don't go out of this, I will throw you out. There were so many people, their intellect used to disturb them like anything. Then Dada gave final thing that if you will not go, I will throw you out from this house. Get out from here.
Okay.
And once you say get out from here, that means your intellect will be silent. Then he will not see anything because you throw it. If your friend has come and you tell him get out from this house, then he will come to you. But we are not saying get out from this house. We are keeping them all the time in our house. That is why they are disturbing you.
Right. Yeah, until now, I didn't even see it as interference of intellect. I thought, no, I have to do this, but now I realize it's futile. It's not necessary.
Not necessary. Because
yes.
nothing is in your hand. Nothing is in your hand.
Yes, yes.
If it is in your hand, then everything should be done as per your thinking.
Right, right.
Okay.
Very nice. Jai Satchidananda.
Okay, real time is up. So, Keshavanji, can you do 3 mantras? Then please follow.
Pardon?
Yes.
Can you do 3 mantras? Shitad Ben will follow.
Yeah. Okay. Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Aiso Panchanamukkaro.
Aiso Panchanamukkaro.
Sava Pavappanasano.
Sava Pavappanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.